Hello Cancer, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your general love relationship reading for the first half of October. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it cannot and will not resonate with everyone. Also, another thing to keep in mind is nothing is gender specific. These are just the energy of the cards. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. So I'm going to start off with your side, your person's side. Then I'm going to move on to the situation, what's crossing the situation, the outcome, and some messages of advice. I do want to say that when I was pulling the cards, there is so much balance here. Now, typically when I do these readings and I'm shuffling, there's not, the way that I shuffle, I just kind of let the cards pop out, so it doesn't always end up being the same number of cards for each side. Typically there's one more and one with less, but this one is so completely balanced with the number of cards on each side. It's the first reading that I've had this has happened with, so that's really exciting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with your energy, and this is the energy that's really kind of driving your whole side over here. You have sacral chakra. The frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Let's see if that'll focus. There we go. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty, all the colors. I really feel right now you are stepping into a creative energy, trying to manifest something in your life, whether it's this connection or it's abundance elsewhere in your life. It could be financial, it could be with job success, it could be with a passion project, but you're definitely trying to create something. The sacral chakra also represents our sexuality and our desires. But it's just one up from our root chakra, so it's almost kind of like a grounding energy as well. So but I really do feel like with these other cards that you're trying to manifest something here. So let's see what else we have. For you, we have relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. Doesn't it? It really does. Sometimes it's hard to look within and recognize the things that we need to change in our life, and sometimes change can be scary. So it does take strength. It takes courage, and it takes almost a level of fearlessness in order to move forward. You also have the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. In this card, there's an angel kind of looking over everything, kind of guiding things. This represents like a divine guidance. I apologize if you hear my dogs barking. It is prime walking time right now, so that might happen a lot during this video. But this represents a divine guidance. So perhaps this divine guidance is what's causing this change in these behavioral patterns and these cycles in your relationships. And then you have patience. Love is patient and kind, always. I mean, look at that card. Isn't that such a beautiful image? This is one of my favorite decks. The artwork is just so stunning. What I'm getting from this is with the sacral chakra and then the relationship patterns, and there's more to meet the eye than meets the eye, is that things are happening. You are trying to manifest change. Perhaps you are growing impatient because you see things progressing at a snail's pace, but I think what you're missing here is that this is all happening in divine timing. These changes that you're trying to manifest in your relationship and elsewhere is all going to happen at the right time. And we have no control over how long things can take, especially when it comes to a relationship, and especially if there's some level of healing involved for you or your person. So if that's what's going on, if there's some level of healing, then that is going to take time, and you are going to have to be patient. These 3 cards. Let's see if I can put them all side by side, fumbling around. So I really get that you are trying to break cycles in your relationships, maybe from past relationships that were not serving you or aligning you with your highest good. And I feel like divine is stepping in to kind of help guide that. But you do have to have patience, because it does take work, you know. The divine, she's got a lot on her plate between you and the billions of other people that she's trying to, you know, align and do work for. So you have to have some patience. You also have breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. So yes, there is a change happening. There is a breakthrough in this relationship, but it is going to take time. Now, this can also indicate that you are having to step off your current path. Why doesn't that want to stay focused? That is so strange. You have to step off your current path, and sometimes we lose sight of our path. You know, life distracts us and expectations are kind of placed on us. So we gotta, you know, sometimes we're taken off our path and it's completely guided by divine to lead us onto a new path. But I feel like whatever path, whatever trail you are embarking on, whatever journey you're embarking on this new path, on this new trail, is bringing you infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. I mean, gosh, that's such a great card. You know, you have this breakthrough of abundance coming into your life. You just have to have patience for it. Patience for it to manifest. It's in the process. It's coming. It just needs to ripen. That's what I'm being told. This opportunity needs to ripen. You have the 9 of Wands. This card can be interpreted as being guarded, being defensive. It's also a card of determination and courage and hope. And that's actually the energy that I'm feeling from this, is you are feeling determined and you're feeling hopeful about this new opportunity that's coming into your life. And you should be, because it's going to bring abundance. But I also feel that you are feeling a little guarded about it. After that, you have the 8 of Wands. This could be travel, this could be quick communication. It's also a card of change. So I'm seeing a lot of change represented here in this spread for you and your person, which is good. It means evolving. Something is evolving. Either you are, your person is, you are together individually, or the relationship, the connection between you two is evolving. After that, we have the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords can indicate betrayal, backstabbing, but the biggest thing for me is that the 10 indicates the end of a cycle, which means you are moving into a new cycle. It's a transition. So I feel like you're hopeful about this new opportunity, this new thing that you are manifesting into your life. It's bringing about the ending of an old cycle that wasn't serving you anymore, and beginning a new cycle that is going to be put you into better alignment with your highest good. But after that, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of holding back, not wanting to let go, not wanting to release. My camera not wanting to focus. Not wanting to let go, holding on to something. This also indicates some level of control. Now, typically when we control certain things, it's because it's out of fear of what the unexpected would bring. But I feel like what's happening is you're not wanting to let go. Exactly. You're almost holding on to this old cycle, not wanting to let it go out of fear of what this new cycle is going to bring in, the changes, how it's going to change your life across the board. I almost feel like this relationship, this connection will change, but it will also bring forth change in many different aspects of your life. And that can be really scaring. It almost feels like an upheaval, but you have to have faith that it is divinely guided. After that, we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is typically a card of illusion. It's also a card of confusion, of having many different options or choices. It could also indicate indecision, but for me, in this deck, the way this person is like pulling off this mask, it's almost like you're pulling off a mask of what you thought you wanted, what you thought was going to be good for you, to reveal what's underneath that, your true desires. I'm really getting a lot of illusion from this. Perhaps you had illusions about this connection, and maybe you're starting to realize that whatever illusions you had, it is in fact just an illusion. It's not real. And maybe you're starting to see through that. Your person has perception as their overall energy. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. It's very interesting that your person has this and you have this card, which indicates illusion. It's almost as if you both are, oh my gosh, I just heard spiritual awakening. It's almost as if you both are going through this spiritual awakening, and it's just completely causing an upheaval in this relationship, in this connection, which can seem very, very scary, but it's all for your highest good. Yeah. Your person has to take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. They have turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. And practice compassion. See things from a fresh perspective. It's interesting that both of these cards, there's flowers in their hair, or not flowers, sorry, feathers in their hair, which indicates that there is, that can indicate someone is trying to reach out to you, get your attention, and you're not necessarily noticing it. Hold on one moment. So, with take a chance on love, turn on your heart light, practice compassion. I almost get the sense that your person is, whatever change that they're going through, whatever this perception, which really perception is our interpretation of our surroundings, of what's come into our awareness. Our consciousness determines our perception, and there really is no real, tangible, absolute truth to what we perceive. And I feel like this is kind of happening for your person. Maybe this spiritual awakening is challenging everything that they thought they knew. And I feel like with so much of that going on, which really dominates your higher chakras, your, third eye and your crown chakra, it's almost closing off their heart chakra. They're almost not being open to love right now. And this is encouraging them to take a step back and to focus on love and to see the love that they have in their lives, and to really just be more aware of it, be more appreciative of it. I mean, they're looking at things with a fresh perspective. Perhaps they need to have compassion for you in this situation. Perhaps it's compassion for themselves because they're kind of going through this spiritual upheaval. That's what it feels like. Then they have choosing your path. All is possible. This is about letting go of control and choosing your own destiny. I feel like this is what's happening for your person. They are choosing a new path for themselves based on this awakening that they're having. They are trying to choose what is in alignment with them. They have ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. I almost feel like your person is having so much moments of doubt right now about where they're going, where they're supposed to be. And this is really encouraging them to just keep going forward because they're being divinely guided. These are both cards about going forward. Then they have the Eight of Swords. Focus. Oh, there we go. The Eight of Swords indicates feeling trapped, feeling stuck. It's a card of imprisonment. Sometimes it's actually, most of the time it is kind of like a self-imprisonment. In the original tarot deck, she is bound and blindfolded, and she has this illusion that she is trapped and surrounded by all these swords. But if she just lifted up her blindfold, she would see that there is a way out through all of this. And your swords indicate like your mental clarity, your mental, it really is like dominates the mind. So it's almost like this self-imposed illusion of the mind. It's almost like your mind is creating these boundaries that don't actually exist. And then they have the Five of Cups, which is a card of loss, of neglect. He is only looking at these 3 cups that are empty and spilled and grieving the loss of what's been in those cups, and totally neglecting and ignoring these 2 cups behind him. If he just changed his perspective, turned his head, he would see that he still has 2 cups here. So this can be a card of loss, but I also read it as a card of hope. You still have hope there. You still have something going for you. You just need to stop focusing on what you don't have. And then your person has the Artist. Now the Artist is the vessel of creation. This card indicates mankind becoming aware and coming into some sort of knowledge once they move past the distractions of everything in our physical 3-dimensional life, on this 3-dimensional plane. So it's almost as if your person, this really is a card of like a visionary, someone who is creative and passionate. So it's almost as if your person is, through this spiritual awakening, is trying to create and manifest something based on their new perception, the new way of looking at the world and everything that makes up their world. If that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense, because it did in my mind. And they have the Four of Swords. This is a card of rest and relaxation, meditation, contemplation. I almost feel like what your person now is doing is kind of going within and meditating and really trying to connect deep within to who they are and figure out what it is that they want and they need, and how they're going to be able to achieve those things. Followed by the Fool, which represents new beginnings. This is also like the energy of the Fool is very innocent. They are taking a leap of faith, kind of fearless, because this is the very beginning of the journey. They don't have anything to compare to. So they are just going blindly into something without having any preconceived notions, any fears, any judgments, and just kind of flying by the seat of their pants, just having faith that once they jump off this cliff and they take this leap of faith, they're going to land on their feet, upright, completely fine and ready to, hit the ground running. So I feel like what your person here, this represents new beginnings, a new journey. Your person is manifesting a new beginning for themselves, which is going to, in turn, create a new beginning for you as well within this relationship. For your situation, you have the Queen of Cups. She is the most intuitive queen of the deck. She also represents compassion and creativity. So again, I really get this sense of creation from this whole entire spread. So I feel like there's something new being created here. She also could indicate that you're trying to manifest a deeper emotional connection with your person, if that is not currently existing. And like I said, I feel like your person is kind of like closing off their heart chakra right now. So maybe you are. Crossed by the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords represents confidence and creativity and passion. And she's also has this cup of love here that she's trying to offer and put out there into the world to be received. So perhaps this is, you or your person trying to offer this cup of love with confidence. Your outcome, you have the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords. The Hierophant represents institutions, tradition, spiritual guidance. So I really do believe that you and your person are being spiritually guided towards something. Now the Knight of Swords, he is the fastest knight in the deck. He moves with determination. Sometimes he can be a little brash. Sometimes he can be a little overbearing, but he is determined. And he has his sword there, his sword of clarity. He has some sort of clarity over this situation, and he's determined to move towards whatever it is that he's going after. So I feel like this is it could be tradition, it could be a higher level of commitment, this could be a marriage that you're dealing with. But I feel like this is like some spiritual guidance, higher learning that's moving you towards something. But again, we have the Temperance, which represents balance, harmony. She also represents patience. I feel like in order to have harmony and balance in this situation, you have to be patient, because this is divinely guided. This is all happening. And then the last card, Death. A card of transformation. Do we want to focus, camera? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I guess she doesn't want to focus. There we go. Again, this is a card of transformation, and I really do believe that either you or your person, or both of you, are going through some sort of transformation individually and within this relationship, which is going to change the context of this relationship. It's going to change it for the better. This is renewal. This is, the death of something that was not working so that something else can be birthed from it. It's a great last note for this outcome is this transformation card. Your message of advice. Oh, Cancer. Let's focus. You are good enough. I feel like whatever you're going through right now, it's perhaps making you question your self-worth, but you need to know that you are good enough, you are worth it. This card comes up when people are having problems with their ego and their self-confidence, and they're questioning themselves. But this is a reminder that you're worth it. You need to recognize your worth. You also have a win-win outcome is forecast. This is a message that whatever is happening, whether it is loss, whether it is transformation, it is all divinely guided, and it is all happening for a reason to put you in alignment with your highest good. I feel like I can't stress that enough in this reading, but I feel like this was a beautiful reading. If it resonates, please like, comment. I'm always grateful and appreciative of support, and again, if you like this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in a couple of weeks for your second half of October reading. Take care.